Hi, I'm Hayes.
And I'm Layla. And
And
we're
we're
blind.
I bet you didn't see that one coming.
Because we didn't either. Hi everyone, I'm Layla.
And I'm Hayes.
And welcome back to Didn't See That Coming. So today we're going to be talking about a topic that I also don't know if this is talked about a lot. I feel like we say that about some of our topics. I don't know. But
We're just so original, y'all.
yeah, we really are.
Yeah.
Today we're going to be talking about basically blindness then versus now, or in other words, blindness to us when we were little versus blindness to us now, and kind of like
Like how
how
our
we grew up with it.
identity and how we view our identity as a blind person, like how that's changed.
Yeah, 100%. So I just always think about like some blind people say that they had a like this pivotal moment when they realized that everyone else could see and and they couldn't, and I don't know like if I ever had that. Like I can't think of anything. Like my parents were always just kind of like, you're blind, you can't see, but it's not going to stop you. Like you can do this, this, and this. Like I was allowed to grow up the same as like my younger sister. Like we all, we kind of like did every like we did everything the same. So I never really, I always knew I was different, but I never knew I was that different, I think. And I think I went to, so I started going to summer camps when I was 4. And so, like, for blind kids. And so I was always around other blind kids too. So I was like, oh, like, they're like me that they can't see, but I'm also, like my family and like my other 4-year-old sighted friends that like I knew I was different, but I never thought I was that different, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I feel like it's yeah, definitely like a you know, but you don't really know what it means. Like
Hmm.
you can't see, but I feel like you really don't realize how that will actually affect you and how much it
Hmm.
actually does change about your life because obviously it's not your parents are going to be like, yep, you're blind, so people are always going to treat you, different, like the majority of the people. Like, it's not like they can say that, even if it is kind of true, and
Even if it's kind of true,
people are
yeah.
dumb sometimes. Um, because that's just not what you say to a kid. But I feel like there is a point where, like, I'm sure it's at a different time for everyone, but where you truly do realize, yeah, people are going to treat you different, and being
Hmm.
blind does mean more. I'm not trying to say that it defines my whole life, but so it does mean more
Hmm.
to you
Then I
whenever you're
thought it did.
older than it
Yeah.
does in preschool. You know?
And I think honestly, I realized that later than probably a lot of people did, because my elementary school was like perfect. Like, so I wouldn't say I live in a small town, but my elementary school district was maybe like 85 kids to a grade max, which like sounds big, but really makes for like kind of a small community. And we knew everyone and everyone knew me. And so I was always just kind of like, oh yeah, like that's the blind girl. Like it's fine. Like it was never a big deal in elementary school. And so throughout my whole like up until 5th grade, when I, graduated, I was like, oh, like, I'm just whatever. Like I don't think I realized until I went to middle school, which is a whole nother like ballpark, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Around fifth grade is when I started feeling different, if you will.
Hmm.
Um, like my blindness did start to take more of a part in me forming friendships, but honestly, I kind of really didn't realize how big of a difference it was until I moved to a totally new school. So, little background, I was in public school until 7th grade, was homeschooled 8th and ninth, and then went to a new high school in 10th. And so I would say that was a really big transition for me because I guess I kind of forgot what it was like to meet people that had a whole group of people that had never ever interacted with a blind person before. Like,
Hmm.
even in my middle school, I didn't know most of the people, but I still didn't know a good majority. And so it was kind of like some of them hadn't met that a blind person, but some of them had. And so going into a community where no one had was really a big wow. Like, people really don't know what to do when they
Hmm.
first meet you. So I don't know.
100%. I think for me, that was definitely when I went to middle school, because our elementary school or our middle school is a big, like, much bigger school. So we have like 300 kids per grade, which I mean, it's only 200 new kids, right? But they pull from like five different schools, and not all of my elementary school kids went to the middle school, right? Like we were all kind of like most of us did, but some people were kind of so it was just a lot of new people and new teachers and just a new build. Like number one, new building was hard for me. So I probably was like, oh, this poor helpless blind girl's like getting lost because I didn't know where I was going, to be honest. But then like all those people that didn't know me, like I genuinely went through a point in my life and teachers as well. Like I had some, not gonna go into that, but I had some teachers that did some things that were not great. But I went through this period in my life where I almost felt like all I was blind. Like I wasn't Layla, I wasn't, the girl who played clarinet and piano and sang and was a nerd and like wrote books and all this stuff. Like I was the blind girl, like bang. And so it was kind of crazy.
Yeah. No, I get that, and I don't know. I guess sometimes I still feel like that's how um, most people see me because
Yeah.
I'm I'm like a more quiet person. Layla is not. Um, and so I feel like since I like don't talk to many people, which is like on me. Like I'm just not a social. Well, I am, but I'm also not a social person.
It's okay, Hayes.
Until yeah, exactly. Until I know people. So I feel like a lot of people still think of me that way. But like you said, for me it was like 10th grade that I started like I really had that mindset of that is all I am and all people ever will see. So I guess it kind of was a pivotal moment in a way where I was in school and I had some kids that decided that they could talk about me while I was like 5 feet away. And like, you know, they were just like, how did she get in here? I'm not going to go into detail in case people from my school hear, but that would be really awkward. But they were just like talking about me. And so I guess that was a huge moment that like,
Those bums.
I don't know,
Hope
just
they're not watching this. If you're
realizing,
watching this, you were a bum once. Maybe
yeah,
you're not
you
a bum
were.
now because you're
Yeah.
watching this.
I'm sure you're a great person, but like that was kind of messed up of you. But yeah, I guess that was probably my if I had to say like
Oh.
I had a pivotal moment, that was my big moment. Like wow, like people actually are they don't know anything and they will do messed up things like that. And so I guess for a while after that, it was really like that is all people will ever see. And even though that is like I still feel like that's all a lot of people see because I'm like quieter. Like I also realize that like there are people that will
Hmm.
move past that and genuinely care about like taking the time to know you as a person, not just as the blind
Yeah.
girl.
For me, there wasn't one moment. It was just all those small moments, like on top of each other, just like a pile that I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I really think I started to come out of that when I went into high school. Because middle school, I mean, obviously the whole time I wasn't like depresso espresso, but I definitely wasn't like vibing with life. Like I was,
Who is vibing with life in
I
middle
know who
school
is vibing
though?
with life in middle
I
school, but
feel
I
middle
was,
school should be abolished.
I agree.
We
But
should
no,
get
I
three
was
gap
just
years.
I would love that. But it was just not it was not a good like point for me. And I think
Yeah.
like especially my mom will tell me now, she's like, Layla, like you're so much happier than you were. And I was like, yeah, like I know. But in high school, so I'm a band kid, like everyone knows, and we've had, my marching band guide on here, and I've talked about a bunch of my band friends. So going into the band, obviously at first I was really nervous and I was like, look, like they're gonna be like this freaking blind girl. And I don't know why, but for whatever reason, like none of them were like that. Like they were all just kind of like, oh, like, hey, Layla, like, how good are you at clarinet? And so
Yeah.
I just, to any of my band friends watching out there, like, shout out to you. You are wonderful. And just the band in general was wonderful. So I feel like for me, what pulled me out of it, a big, like, and I haven't, like, since I've been really good, actually, I've had a more positive outlook on everything since then was like that community as a whole just accepting me like no questions asked. I mean, some people had a lot of questions, but they weren't like um malicious at all. And
Yeah.
it was just cool. So I feel like that's how I kind of came out of it.
Yeah. No, I love that. Friends definitely really help. I didn't find like a like group necessarily like that, but on my first day at school, I had a teacher introduce me to some kids, and because I didn't know anyone in my first day of 10th grade. And so I was really lucky that like I actually became really good friends with those kids and still am to this day. So
Yay.
I didn't really like find a group necessarily. I was just kind of like put in a group and it like just kind of like worked. But I
Yeah.
do agree that being around people that, because from the get go, they were just like, oh, you're blind? Oh, that's cool. Like, whatever. Like, they would ask questions too, but it wasn't like, in a condescending way. And so,
Hmm.
yeah, a group like that really can, um, just like any group for anyone where you truly feel like you belong can really make
Can really
the
help.
difference in like how
Yeah.
happy you are and stuff. So, not
And
just
for
for us, but
me,
for
oh,
anyone.
sorry.
Be a good
Yeah,
friend, y'all.
100%. Yeah, be good people. For me, and I've always, so there's always been kind of a blind group of friends that me and Hayes are both in. And I mean, we've gone through our ups and downs, but we always end up coming back to each other. And
We love each other.
we've had a couple of them on, actually, a lot of them.
Hmm.
But and so I always kind of had them, and so I always knew that like there were blind people that would like have my back. But for me, I was like, oh, like blind people are the only ones who are ever going to understand me. Like these people are awesome, but number one, they live super far away, and number two, like of course they understand because they're blind, but no sighted person ever will. And I live
Oh,
in a
yeah.
sighted world, which to this day is still true. Like we live in a world made for sighted people, which is hard.
Unfortunately.
But so I also think for me, finding that group of sighted people that showed me, like, Layla, you're so wrong about that. Like, the only reason that the fact that you're blind is not the only reason that people are going to connect with you. Like, you're so wrong. Like, that was cool to see,
Yeah.
like, also.
No,
So I feel like,
absolutely.
I was definitely proved wrong about that.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, there's still always that fear that blind people will always understand you better. Like, this sounds absolutely terrible to say out loud, but there are a lot more blind girls, I would say, in this blind group, right? And
Hmm.
anytime there's any
Oh my gosh.
blind boy, a lot of the girls will go crazy because let's face it, sometimes as a blind person, you feel like the only people you can date are other blind people, which is not true, by the way. But sometimes you
Yeah,
just think
that's wrong.
it is wrong.
Hmm.
I couldn't tell you, but like neither could Layla, but we're both kind of just like not risful. Um, like that's an us problem, not a blindness
Yeah, no,
problem.
that's
But
real.
yeah, anytime there's a blind guy, a lot of the girls will get excited because we're like, this is our chance to actually
I
date.
know. We got to see if he's like fine
Yeah.
and
Which
and
is so bad because we can like look in the sighted pool too, but it
I
is really easy
know.
to fall into that trap because there are some sighted people that will just get it. There are some that won't, but eventually will just get it, like boom.
Hmm.
Like they just have a moment. But sometimes you just have to break through like a barrier, and so sometimes
Hmm.
it's definitely nice that you just walk into a room of blind people and you're just kind of automatically like in. Um,
Yeah, it is
so it
definitely.
may
I
take
love
time,
blindies.
Yeah, blind communities are great, but
Hmm.
it may just take time. But like some people do fall into that hole of it's easier to be friends with blind people, so I
And
shouldn't
maybe it
try.
is. Like for some
It
people, maybe
is.
it is, but you should still,
Yeah, like I feel like
keep
it's
trying.
easier just to be friends with blind people, but like you're gonna miss out on a lot of connections that way if you just, limit yourself to that.
I
So
wouldn't say it's necessarily easier. I'd say it's more comfortable. Like it's definitely less out of your comfort zone to be friends with blind people because you won't have to explain anything. They'll just understand. And, it's not like uncomfortable. But if I was still living in that mindset, like I would not know so many people so well. And I honestly can't even imagine my life without some of these people that are sighted and that are just wonderful. And like Hayes said, like some people get it instantly and you never have to explain a single thing to them. And some people take a while and they make some mistakes and they do some things that you're like, you idiot. Like, why did you do that? And then it gets better, like gradually or like all at once, And so I feel like
yeah,
something that we also do as blind people, and this is kind of a topic switch, but it's kind of the same, is we talk about our frequently asked questions, right? And so people will ask me the question, and I want to just sigh and be like, do you know how many times I've been asked that in the past week? Like, why does everyone ask me that? But I feel like we really have to give sighted people grace. Like, it is really not malice, it's ignorance. And I feel like that's with most things that
yeah,
sighted people judge against blind people. It's not like malice
absolutely.
at all, it's ignorance. And so I feel like we need to be better about giving sighted people grace and time. And, you sightlings, you're a little thick sometimes.
But I mean, I've met some blind people that are are kind of thick too, so I guess we can't really be
Oh,
talking. But
so I know one, and she's on the Zoom call right now.
you're talking about the third participant, right?
Oh, yeah, that third participant that's
Oh
here.
yeah, it's
Yep.
absolutely not me.
Yeah,
I'm
I
very
definitely wasn't talking
spoiled.
about you. There's totally a third person on this call, everyone.
Yo, but yeah, no, I mean, yeah, like you said, it's definitely more comfortable, easy, whatever you want to call it. So, but
Yeah.
don't blind people. There are awesome sighted people out there. There are terrible blind people out there. Sighted people. There are also awesome blind people out there. Well, do you have any like final words of
I don't
wisdom
think
for
so. I
people?
just think like whatever phase of this thing that we talked about, like this spiral of blindness then and now you're in, or if you're in a part that like we haven't talked about yet, like, it's either gonna get better or maybe it'll get worse if you're at a good one. But like it's okay. I feel like it happened we're trying to say like it happens to all of us.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's why we do this. Personally, for me, whenever I had the issue with those girls talking about me, what I did was I was kind of not happy about doing this, but I was told to give speeches to all my classes and explain what blindness was, and that really helped me be like, you know what, I have to be the one to explain to people, and like it makes you feel like, or at least for me, it like makes me feel good to be
Hmm.
doing things like this, like recording a podcast talking about things like this and really explaining what it's like. And I'm sure, Layla, you agree because you're doing this podcast with
Yeah,
me.
100%.
I think, whether it's finding friends or really finding your voice, it does get better because like doing things like this makes me feel like things are going to be okay and changed even if they're not. We
Hmm.
love being Delulu, but you just you just gotta figure out what makes you feel confident in your blindness. Just like
Yeah.
you gotta find self-confidence as a teenager, you just gotta find confidence about one more thing as a blind person, but
And I
you'll
would
get there.
say, any part of your identity, like, okay, say you have brown hair and you're just like, ugh, like, I literally hate my brown hair. Like, I wish I had blonde hair. Like, if only I had blonde hair. And you spend all this time thinking about how terrible your brown hair is. And it's actually like really pretty, Like, I have brown hair and I love it. And so, like, I feel like any part of your identity, blindies out there, you can say it's terrible and you can say it sucks and sometimes it does, like I'm not denying that at all, and you can either complain about it and be mad or you can celebrate it or you can do both, which is what I do. Like I am
Yeah.
very proud to be Layla the blind girl who also does XYZ, like
Yeah.
I would say I'm very proud of pretty much every facet of my identity right now. Like I'm in a really good place right now, and I you just gotta learn to love it.
Yeah.
I think that was my mic drop. I'm done.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I have anything else either. Well, thank you guys so much for listening.
Hope you enjoyed.
Every Saturday at noon, remember to go check for a new episode.
Yeah, I just want to
If you
let you
guys
know
have any
that,
episode ideas, comment them,
yeah, if you have
please.
any episode ideas, I know, okay, I will say a lot of people have sent us episode ideas that we have not done, and I apologize. We are
Wait,
working on it.
who?
No,
Wait, bro.
okay, moving on because
Why have you not told me these?
I
We've been
do.
scrambling for episode ideas and no one's
They
told me
are
this.
all on our list.
Who? Okay, we're talking after this because I've been like frantically trying to come up with some.
So, anyways, moving on because Hayes clearly doesn't know what's happening right now.
Clearly, I
Um,
don't.
if you've sent us episode ideas and we haven't done them, either like send them again or like trust that we're gonna do them
Yeah, please
eventually.
send them again because I'm being kept in the dark about this, literally and
You're supposed
figuratively.
to read the comments.
You're supposed to read the comments.
I
I do the editing.
do.
I do the Instagram. You
But
can read
you
the comments
okay,
and
so
tell me.
moving on. So moving on, also I will just say there might be some exciting things coming in the future because we are about to see each other in person again. Just to
Yeah.
let everyone know. It's very exciting.
We're probably with each other as this is airing.
I know as this is airing, well, hopefully, I don't know.
Yeah.
Weather.
Oh, yeah, because
Anyways.
there's snow. Stay safe, y'all. Stay warm. If the snow's still falling down, be
Yeah.
safe. We love you
If
all.
you need a place to stay, you can crash at my house. I'm sure my parents would love me inviting random people over.
Oh, yeah.
So let me just say
Absolutely.
my address real quick. No, I'm just kidding.
6767 Skibidi
6767
Street.
Layla Drive.
Layla
Skibby
Drive.
Street.
Yeah, well, thank you guys so
Oh,
much.
wow.
Remember to follow our Instagram, since we'll probably be releasing stuff because we're together.
Yeah.
And keep an eye
Spotify,
out for
YouTube,
some bonus
episodes at
episodes.
noon. Yeah.
Maybe. You'll see.
Well, we won't. You will. Some of you won't.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys. We won't see you later.